would take her to his father's grave, and they would have sex on his father's grave.
The only way I can come, babe.
And he would be like, as they're having sex, he would be like, my dad would be so proud I'm fucking a bad bitch right now. And this crowd is like,
No.
I swear to God.
Bingo, bango. That's gonna be a good time right there.
That felt good.
Oh, I feel out of touch a little bit. Like where do I do with my hands? Where do I stand?
What do you mean?
It's been like 3 weeks.
Oh.
Well, they don't know that.
Yeah, for them, this is like, they might get 2 episodes,
wow.
2 weeks in a row.
2 days back to back.
Fucking, yeah, our 100 listeners or whatever. Even then, but
108. We've been at that 188 subscribers for a minute.
yeah,
That 180s.
I gotta post more shorts. That's what gets us.
It's just a tough hurdle, I think.
It
The
is.
190s. Getting into that, because
Once we
once you
hit-
hit 2, skyrocket.
Mhm.
I guess I'll finish my beer first.
Oh, dude, I'm sure I was telling you this. There's a lot of comics with podcasts that are way better produced than ours. They spend money on a studio, and like they do 3 episodes a week. I have someone specific in mind, and
Clearly,
they,
you're like they're fucking
and
6'2",
it's
beards.
like 40 views every single one, which is like, all right, we don't do much better. Also, we don't spend any money on this, really. We spent in 2 years.
You said they don't spend money on a
$400.
studio. I mean, my rent.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's a pretty expensive studio, honestly.
Hey, dude, if we blow up, your rent becomes a business expense.
I can tax write-off?
Yeah, tax write-off.
Could I back tax it, you think?
Maybe,
Like the years I was putting in.
already are out of my depth. I don't know what back taxes are.
Well,
I thought that's something you owe. It's
Yeah.
like, I didn't pay last year. Now I have to pay.
Yeah, I doubt they do it in opposite.
Yeah.
Like you guys owe me for some of those earnings I was
That is
not declaring.
That is a bummer as you get a little older, and you're like, man, even if I did have $1 million cash, I would have to like set up a fake business just to
Yeah.
use it. And
I mean, if I found $1 million cash, like in a sack of money,
it would just be like gas and groceries for life.
yes, that's
Something like
kind of what
that.
I'm thinking. But then you literally have to like stash it under your mattress.
Yeah.
And if you get robbed or someone notices you're getting a lot of eggs one week, like, oh, let's go to his house.
And egg prices are up that week, and they're like, something's going on.
Something's up with this guy. He's bringing home cartons. I was at Trader Joe's a couple weeks ago, and I bring my little backpack, and I don't get a ton of stuff, so I can usually fit it in, but I sometimes have to carry like the bread or whatever, a bigger item. And I gotten everything in, and it was just the eggs. And she was like, "Do you want a bag for this?" I was like, "No, I'll just carry the eggs." She was like, "Oh, you're gonna flex on New York?" I was like, "Honestly, yeah, this is kind of a flex. Walking around with a 12-pack of eggs, like
That's how
Oh, we got it like that.
that's how burglars were scoping out their targets those
Yeah.
months. They're like, "What'd you have for breakfast?" An omelet, you say.
How many eggs in that
Yeah,
omelet?
how many eggs?
A 6-egg omelet. We got a good
Oh.
one here. We had a big
Yeah,
fish.
We got a big fish.
I mean, I do love eggs. This is kind of a big block. I feel like they're kind of rounding back down.
Yeah, at least people aren't talking about it. Honestly,
It's true.
I couldn't tell you what they were or what they are.
Well, I mean, the price, like Trader Joe's eggs never really went too much. Like if you got the normal white medium, like not the organic extra large, veiny cocked chicken eggs or whatever the hell there's like levels to the eggs. You can pay like $12 for 6 eggs. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But the normal ones, they were just sold out. And like you were limited to 1 carton per purchase. And you'd get there and like they were stocking the shelves and people were taking them out of the stocker's hand. It was like a handout essentially.
so
It was a
funny.
line, like a
Yeah.
food line. So that was where I noticed it, not so much in the prices and just the availability.
I noticed it because where I get my breakfast sandwiches,
Oh.
it's gone now. That's why I figure everything's good. But they put a sticker on like the ordering window, and it goes all egg stuff $1 extra due to price inflation. Sorry, underneath.
You're not sorry. They usually do that after like 11. They charge an extra $1 at some places, which I never understood. But I guess it has to do with the grill being like egg free after a certain time.
Yeah, like they've already cleaned it, and they would have
Yeah,
to
but
clean it
it's
again
like-
or whatever.
Eggs are. It seems like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
A bunch of other places aren't charging $1 for the eggs. McDonald's just doesn't do it. So maybe it is. Like, it's crazy to me that you can't get breakfast at all times at a place like McDonald's.
Yeah, that is.
Like, what are they? They're probably losing money, or you think they're actually making money because breakfast is so cheap that they upcharge you to lunch? there's got to be a strategy that involves money. Like it's not.
You think it's money? I always think it's a processes thing. Like maybe they use some of the same tools for burgers and breakfast, and they would have to wash them each time.
But if it was financially worth it, they would have done it. It's got to be money. Like if the process costs them money, like that's the only reason I could think that they wouldn't.
Like I can't imagine if they just had even forget breakfast as a whole. If they just did McGriddles all day,
sure,
like that would be enough for me.
I think it's a money system that has to do with lunch being more expensive. And like you get there at 11:02 and they're like, sorry, no breakfast. Are you going to go somewhere else? Probably not.
Dude, I was doing a fast and I hit 56 hours and I know that because I woke up at 4 a.m. thinking I was going to die and I checked. And so I was like, I need food right now. And I had no food in my apartment. McDonald's
Shocker.
Near me is open 24 hours. And I'm like, sweet. And I'm like, I'm going to go get like whatever 10 McGriddles or something, and I go there and they like didn't start serving McGriddles till 5, and I got there at like 4:50, and they were being such assholes about it, and so I literally just stood there and stared at the counter for 10 minutes, taking pauses to like double over because I thought I was gonna collapse, and then get back, stare. At the moment at 5 a.m. I'm like, 4 McGriddles please. Fucking. You could tell they were annoyed. They wanted me to just leave.
They probably start serving at 5, but no one gets the 5 a.m. McGriddle. So like they turn the oven on at 5 or whatever. Yeah, that could be annoying.
So that was a bummer, especially because I was like, it'll be fast and I'll just get a delicious food. No.
There's not like we have Panini Grill obviously 24/7. You don't have like a 24/7 non-McDonald's?
I do. But I wanted McGriddles.
Yeah, I guess if you're on a 56-hour fast and you wake up craving.
I was shooting for 72. I failed.
Damn.
'Cause I'm a pussy.
You don't think, I mean, you were 20 hours short.
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole day.
Whatever. I didn't say I did good. I don't know. I made it through 2 days.
So do you not think, like, if you had gotten through that hunger wave, you think you could have made it? Or?
Yeah. I think you're supposed to like
you
have
just didn't
salt.
wake up.
You could have had, I couldn't not. It's hard to sleep. You're supposed to have salt and water when that happens, and I was just drinking water, and then you kind of lose all your electrolytes.
Like salt water?
Like literally, yeah, you put table salt in your water and drink it.
That can't taste good.
No, this is not a flavor. If you're looking for Flavor Town,
Don't go
is
to
not the place to do it.
Why? Because the salt.
It's the electrolytes. So it's stuff that like lets your body
and
send
a Gatorade
electrical
would be
signals.
cheating. Yeah, I guess
For
there's calories.
Yes, so many calories in Gatorade.
What about like coffee?
Black coffee doesn't have any electrolytes, but you can have it.
So what if you salted your coffee?
That's an option.
That feels like better than salting the water.
I don't know. Well, what I would do is I had a thing of salt in my hand, and I had a glass of water in the other, and like a goat, I would lick my hand and then drink the water.
Yeah, I guess like it's almost like you rim your water with salt.
Yeah, it's like a margarita, but it's water.
That would kind of be funny.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? I'm getting my electrolytes, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking relax.
Like the fanciest water of all time. I don't know. I just don't want to die of cancer.
And fasting is the only way to do that?
This is the best way to stop it.
Well, I thought it was if you have cancer, you need to starve it.
You can, no, but it's like all the cells that are precancerous, like have weird mutations and stuff. When you don't eat for extended periods of time, your body goes into autophagy, it's called, which is where it starts to break down all your damaged cells that would potentially become cancerous because it's looking for energy anywhere, and it clears them out. Also helps with Alzheimer's.
Do you think they fucking loved that McGriddle? Like they were close to dying, the precancer cells?
Yeah, the cancer cells were hyped on all the McGriddles I ordered. They were like...
Now they're stronger than ever.
They're like
their cancer cells just died because they had been fasting, and now they're fucking yoked, crushing McGriddles at 4 a.m.
I do go from one end to the other. Like I do the fast, and then I also smoke cigarettes, and like it's not There are two wolves inside me. Yeah. One wants cancer. The other
one's craving cancer. Cigarettes are like the direct. Like there's nothing else that you get but cancer. And the other ones are just
and a cool vibe.
And a sick head buzz. Have you tried this whiskey yet?
No, not yet.
Cheers. Thanks, Alex. My roommate probably bought this, and we will reimburse him once we make it.
Yeah.
After these short ad reads.
We will reimburse him as soon as he watches this part of this video. That's when we reimburse him.
Yeah. Our biggest fan.
Yeah.
I forgot about our ad read, dude.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe we got that offer.
Monkey audio or something?
Fish AI audio offered us $40. I still don't believe it.
Nor do I.
It seemed so official and real, but
it was like dear blank.
Yeah, like they didn't feel like our name was still in brackets.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they obviously had filled it in.
It's like, we love your enter podcast name here.
Yeah. Oh, no. Internet podcast. And it was like, the deep and insightful points. And I'm like, they didn't listen.
No,
They did not listen
clearly
at
not.
all.
But, I mean, I tried looking them up. I didn't see anyone super suspicious of them.
We might have been able to get $40 from them, but it wasn't worth
Our souls.
Yeah, we're not selling out for $40.
Fish AI is like some huge Ponzi scheme. We get in trouble somehow. It's
They're like the front men for the Ponzi scheme, Brian and Eddie of the Moose Lounge.
low key, some good press.
We would become popular
We
overnight.
definitely
If
would.
we- That's the thing. If we did something evil enough, we could get some
But
popularity.
it's got to be evil, but like forgivable.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be unforgivable. Like a perfect example would be murdering your wife in her trainer.
Yeah,
OJ's
that's forgivable.
forgiven.
We need to ingratiate ourselves to the African American community.
Yeah,
Let's
we need to
kill
rush
our
for
ex-wife and-
4,000 yards one season first,
and then drive a Ford Bronco real slow
not
on
even
the
fast.
highway.
Like make a couple calls.
He's going like 20 miles an hour.
I
in that
guess were they
video.
nervous about other people, or they just didn't want to hurt OJ if he was innocent?
I honestly,
Because it seems like they could have taken him out at any point,
and they had those like 50 cop cars behind him,
trailing him.
and he's just driving. I think they didn't want to escalate it or something. But then you see a guy that stole a lollipop and they're fishtailing him on the highway. And it's like he's a murderer and he's going 20 in front of you.
Sometimes, like I've seen a decent amount of car chases. The new helicopter, like the modern car chase, the cops don't even bother chasing you because the helicopter is so high up and has such a good camera, you can't get away.
Mm-hmm.
Like the helicopter guy is the most hyped dude ever. I mean, he's very good at his job. He's like a sportscaster, and he's like calling out random car models. He's like, "Oh, and he just passed a Ford Taurus on the one." But they'll say like, "Okay, police are stopping the chase, and we're going to observation mode." And every fucking time, the guy thinks he gets away. Like I saw one where this dude was in it's like a lawn care truck, so it had a big metal bed, and he was fucking shit up. Like they definitely should have pit maneuvered him. He was actually kind of like crazy. He was driving wrong side of the traffic and just whipping through. Eventually, he crashes on an intersection and goes into a building, and he just walks away. And like, you could tell that he thinks he's killing it because he's walking so casually that he couldn't be part of the scene. The entire time, the helicopter is watching him leave his car, and then he's like standing next to the car screen, like, who could have done this? But cops come and fuck him up immediately. But if I was him, I'd probably think like, okay, cop stop. I got away. Mm-hmm. I'm just a bystander now. Like it's not going to last forever. Obviously, they'll check some footage, but I mean, I don't know how you get away from a police chase.
I saw one dude
modern days
who he was under a bridge. He obviously the helicopter was on him, and he goes under the bridge, and then the car comes out the other side, and it's still going, and then you don't realize till later that like obviously they caught him because this was all on film, but like he had rolled out of the car under the bridge, let it keep going, and had ran the other way.
I guess that's your only chance. Like some Grand Theft
Something
Auto.
you have
tunnel.
to ditch the car at some point.
Yes.
You can't like in the woods. That'd be my move. I would go to the thickest woods I know nearby, drive the car there, get out and sprint.
Yeah, but then you're just like you need to get away before they bust out the helicopter. Because if they know where you are, like you're gonna get caught. Like they're gonna find you in those woods.
You think helicopter loses me in the woods? They can't see me. This is dense brush.
How are you driving in dense?
No.
brush?
I ditched the car once. I take the car to the woods.
I think
and then I
most
ditch
of
it.
these chases happen in like city areas where the police can't stop you without causing more wreck. If you got out to like woods, they might just hit you with the pit maneuver the second you get out of like any metro. Like I don't think they care as much if you crash on a road by yourself outside the dense woods. But it's the city. Like I get why they're cautious.
You know, this is the origins of a NASCAR is running from the police.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's from the Prohibition. There were bootleggers that would make fake alcohol, and they would soup up their cars because they knew the police were always onto them, so they knew they were going to be in car chases. And then what happened is they started everyone was spending all this time making their cars faster, they started racing them amongst themselves, and that eventually became NASCAR.
Interesting.
And so the first generation of NASCAR drivers were former bootleg runners, and they would complain. They were like, the asphalt's too sticky. We're used to our dirt roads, or like shit like that.
There's not enough police action. I don't
That
care
would be
as
a
much.
fun aspect of NASCAR, is if there's a cop at the back, and like if he catches you, you're done.
You actually go to jail.
You actually
for
go to
bootlegging.
jail. Yeah, everyone has something illegal in their car.
Yeah, right.
They all do.
Well, that's Ricky Bobby's. Like, I strapped a pound of Colombian Bam Bam to the bottom of your car and called the police.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Puts the cougar in the
Gonna
car.
drive the Cougar.
This would be a funny sketch idea I'm thinking about right now. Is you're the helicopter reporter for a car chase.
Mm-hmm.
But you've also invested in like Prius stock, and so like the guy's running in a Prius, and he's going 70 on the highway in a hot pursuit with the police, and at 40 miles a gallon, this could go on a long while. You notice he's driving a little recklessly, but he's not worried, not with that 5-star safety rating in his vehicle.
You'll see there he almost swerved into that oncoming minivan, but the Prius's safety check actually recorrected him. Really an excellent feature. Saved a lot of lives out there today.
The lane correction really helping him out on this escape here.
He's able to reload his gun without having to worry about taking his hand off the wheel with that lane correction, John. You know, he's,
I mean, we know it looks like a small car, but there could be up to 5 criminals seated comfortably in this bad boy.
the legroom that criminal must have in the back seat.
And he's not worried about popping a tire, not with that easy access spare found in the trunk that comes standard with all models. It's like,
One of the guys that was manning the helicopter, the guy in the chase crashes into a bunch of people, but he has a pretty decent crash into like it was like a 4-door, like a Bronco or something like that, but like a car he clearly was fond of. And the next like 2 minutes, he just keeps going by. He's like, oh, and that poor 4-door. We could only just hope that car. What a great car. like. Not concerned for anyone's lives. He's like, oh, but that car, you know, prayers goes out to that car. Hopefully it can make a full recovery. Clearly an excellent vehicle. Like, he just kind of similar to the Prius.
This is funny. That is the ultimate ad. I mean, what did Bronco sales go up or down after OJ?
Definitely up.
Yeah. But then they
definitely
discontinued it like a year or two later.
But they brought it back.
On the anniversary of his chase.
Yeah, their marketing team was
funny.
working hard there.
Also, I mean, obviously this is an American thing, but I just assumed everyone... I'm an American. I assume everyone is up on our stuff because they are for the most part. But also, like,
it's the world language.
I was talking to the British lady, the British blonde lady you met, remember, in Texas.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Love her.
She was like, there was an old Ford Bronco, and she was like, oh, that's my favorite type of car. And I'm like, oh, big OJ fan, are you? She's like, what?
Who?
I
guess it was like not. I mean, it was the 80s, right? The 90s?
Yeah, I think 90s.
Yeah, she should know.
Yeah.
I feel like OJ transcends nations.
Uh-huh.
It was a big deal.
Was a big deal.
I mean, we weren't alive, obviously, and we know.
Yeah.
I've seen that car chase. It's like the most famous car chase of all time, I think.
It must. I can't name.
any other
car chase.
It's true. It's the only
That's
famous
not in a
car
movie.
chase.
Yeah.
I've seen one on TV, and it was kind of cool. But it's like the OJ one is the coolest because...
But it's also the lamest car chase because he is going 20 miles an hour and calling people
It's just the
crying.
amount of police behind him and the phone calls.
The swarm
You
of
get like
police.
the inside, you know, like, let's take it to the inside, Mike. It's just OJ on the phone. Like, how are we getting this? Yeah, he was a bad guy. I can't believe he wrote a book that literally was like...
If I Did It.
How to Kill My Wife. How to Kill
I thought it was called If I Did It.
Yeah. But it's like he details the murder.
Which is... It's hilarious. Or like, if I was going to do it... Can we Google
What's the name of the book?
Because that is just the biggest, like, fuck you. And also, apparently, I heard from...
Oh, it's literally called I Did It. I'm sorry. Okay, very fucked up. The name of the book is If I Did It, but the actual, like, cover is that.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on.
It's I Did It in big letters, but, like...
I don't even see the if.
The if is, like, hidden.
Oh, my God, it's in... The eye.
Oh my god, dude!
That's actually really
it's actually
funny.
kind of funny. Just a little bit.
No, that's fully funny.
If you're a murderer, that is like, and you get away with it.
Confessions of the Killer. I mean, what the fuck? the explosive New York Times bestseller. No
But also,
kidding.
if you're OJ, you're like, well, obviously I'm free, but everyone fucking knows
Yeah.
I did this.
And
No
he-
one is actually wondering.
I've seen him on like Barstool and shit, and he jokes, but he's like, "Don't get me angry." It's like, oh, dude, I don't know, thing. Statute limitations apply to legal. The joke statute is.
If you're a murderer, that's the funniest bit of all
I
time.
know.
It's so funny to be
It's
doing.
actually kind of fucked that you have to murder someone to get that level
Yes.
of comedic gold. Like,
Uh-huh.
don't piss me off. It's like, why I say that? It's like, why? What are you gonna
And
do?
everyone's laughing, but kind of like, ooh, don't piss them off.
It's like you were saying how it's not a real audience woo when you're like, my boyfriend I got cheated on this week. Like, cheers if you fucking hate my boyfriend. And everyone's like, yeah. It's kind of a similar like, don't piss me off. Everyone's like, ha ha ha. Oh my god, we shouldn't piss him off. You're laughing out of fear, but also pretty funny.
So funny.
He was
OJ.
very in the media. Like he had done commercials, shit like that. So he totally knew.
Hertz. Or what is the rental car company? Hertz?
Was it Hertz?
Yeah.
Oh, like recent?
Well, he was their main dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like the Hertz ad dude. He would like run through the airport. This famous commercial because when he was running back. Yeah,
He's just sprinting.
it's him sprinting through the airport doing his football moves.
He is kind of a stud too.
Yeah, well, apparently he was like one of the greatest, right? I mean, I don't know. You know better than me.
he's
one of the best.
for sure. Wow, he looks kind of like shit. Is he in jail now? No,
He's dead. OJ's dead.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He died last year. Day after my birthday, I was a little hungover.
Okay. Do you have any? You share a birthday with any famous people?
Yes.
Who?
Jesse McCartney,
All right, that's a good one.
and more recently, Hugh Hefner,
Okay.
another April birthday, and then I remember I hadn't looked this up in a while, and then like a couple years ago, I looked it up, and we had a new edition, which is Lil Nas X, and this is right when
Oh.
that "Take Me Down to the Country Road" song was popping off, so he was like number one on like most famous
Gotcha.
birthdays.
You guys share a birthday.
Yeah, so it's some studs.
That's pretty
we
good.
got
That's
we
much
got
better.
gays, white pop stars, and then like the ultimate playboy,
Oh yeah, Hugh Hefner.
and then Hugh Hefner's on the list too.
Yeah.
Yourself?
is Lil Nas X? He's full gay, or is he? I thought he just
Oh,
was
he's
like.
full gay.
I thought he was just like trolling. You wanted to make
No,
everyone
no,
mad.
no.
Oh, okay.
He like humps the devil in his music.
Yeah, but that's what I thought. It was like, what's the most? How can I really piss
No,
off?
no, he's fully gay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that okay with
So
you?
it's just the devil part then.
Yeah. He got in a lot of heat for that, but it was just good publicity. I hate
Yeah.
when people get like actually mad. You're like you're
You're
just
playing into his hands.
yeah. It's the whole point.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually worship
If
the
no
devil.
one cared, it would be.
There was like drops of blood in his shoes, like actual blood, and I think he got sued for that one. Which
That feels like just like a sanitary issue.
Yeah,
you find
exactly.
out you find out he has AIDS
AIDS.
years later.
All your
Everyone's got
shoes.
AIDS shoes on.
how did you get AIDS? Fucking Lil Nas X's
Yeah,
sneakers.
the new Jordans. Fucking yeah.
J's on my feet, AIDS on my feet.
No, I don't share a birthday with anyone cool.
No one?
Just Hillary Clinton.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Me and Hillary
That's a
have
good
we
one.
have the same birthday.
And Hannah's mom.
Oh, and Hannah, yes, yes, and our friend's mother. We all share a birthday together.
Hillary's kind of a sweet one because that's like funnier than any of mine.
It's funny, yeah.
But it's not like I take pride in sharing a birthday with any of those guys. It's just a fact. Hillary, you could be like a little more prideful, but in a funny way.
Pride? What do you mean?
Like, yeah, potential president.
Oh,
And I, clearly
okay.
there was a lot going on.
I thought you meant murderer. Right? Didn't the Clintons have a bunch of people killed?
I mean, I think most presidents have probably
Yeah.
okayed a killing or two.
Uh-huh.
The
I don't
Clinton,
know.
I mean,
I would be more proud of Hillary if she dumped Bill after she found out he was jamming cigars up ladies' vaginas.
is that what he was doing?
This is the Monica Lewinsky story.
I thought he just didn't inhale and fucked
Oh
Monica
no,
Lewinsky.
didn't inhale was the weed.
Yeah, but it was
'Cause weed
it
was
was
a hot
cigar
topic.
and
No,
it was
the
like a weed
Monica
cigar.
Lewinsky thing was
Did not inhale is so funny.
it is so funny.
I was just tasting it.
yeah. Ah.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, for Monica Lewinsky, obviously they were doing all the sexy stuff, but the
He
famous
jizzed on her blouse.
yeah, but he also was sticking cigars up her vagina.
And then smoking them? He
I
better
don't
have been.
remember. You must have. So
they were
putting it back in
definitely-
his mouth. Who knows? It'd be crazy to do that and be like, all right, well, this one's trash now.
She's like, why do you always use the shittiest cigars?
Yeah.
Shittiest
It's like I'm
cigars.
throwing these away right after.
I mean, That's insane. But what side do you put in? Like the lip part, or do you want to smoke her pussy juice?
I guess you got to do the lip part where it goes in your mouth. Otherwise, it's just like weird. And
then
odd.
like the cigar is soaking wet.
I would say don't put cigars in vaginas.
Yeah, but
That'd be my recommendation.
If you gotta,
yeah,
if you do have to,
there are plenty of cigar-shaped
gun
things.
to your head.
Yeah.
Which side are you putting in? I would assume it's.
Well, that depends on the lady.
I would almost like if you're trying to test some new things out. I'm assuming he'd eaten her out at that point, so he'd already done the mouthpiece cigar. Essentially, he'd never smoked her vagina. So if you're like trying to get a new experience, dipping the side that you're gonna light and then smoking that would make more sense.
All right, but here's the issue logistically: is that now the side you have to light is wet.
Yes,
That's going to be a hiccup when you try and light that cigar.
maybe he has to time this out. He sets him up, lets him drive
on a drying rack.
Yeah.
He's got all his future
and then you
Monica
can
cigars.
age them. It's like, oh, this is a 6-month-old vagina. She's been saving this one.
the most rare Cubans of all time.
Yeah, the rarest Cuban. I mean, that's insane. But I guess when you're a president, you kind of run out of shit to do. He's probably just like, I don't know, fucking random word generator.
Yeah.
Cigar,
Like,
pussy. Like, yeah, okay.
And you're the president. I get it. Like, how are you going to say no to the president?
It's probably it's definitely like a power trip.
And he was a handsome dude at the
He was
time.
probably shocked. He's like, you're actually going to put the cigar up your vagina?
He's like, I was joking.
Shit, I was kidding.
fucking around.
But fuck it.
Yeah, all right.
And then he smokes one. He's like, damn.
That's why priests weren't always celibate in Catholicism.
I did not know that.
That's only the last 300-400 years.
3-4 years.
It's only been since June. They've been no.
I mean, a lot of priests are definitely.
But the reason is that they were tearing apart the communities that they would be the pastors for because they would have sex with all the ladies.
I thought you were saying they were tearing apart those pussies.
Yeah, well, they were. But it's like, because especially if you're in a community of devout believers and you're like, I'm the voice of God. And God says,
kinda hot.
Take off your clothes. You know what I mean? Like, they would bang in all the ladies. So they instituted this rule to be like, we can't send you to a community and you just tear it apart by sleeping with all the ladies.
Was that not like already a rule though? Like,
obviously they weren't supposed to be doing it, but they had to do something drastic. 'Cause
I get
apparently
it.
this
Just
was
seems
random.
like obviously they weren't supposed to be doing it. Is a rule really going to stop all the horny priests?
They switched to boys, which is not great. But but for some reason, the communities don't fall apart over that. I
We
don't
did
know
this
why.
to the priests?
Yeah, it's just
I mean, I have always had I don't know. It does seem really tricky. Like, obviously, there's going to be a lot of gay priests when the criteria is you can't have sex with a woman.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm a gay guy, I'm like,
you can't have sex. You shouldn't be. There's not like.
well, not having sex with or having sex with men is, if you're Catholic enough to become a priest, gay sex is already taboo. Mm-hmm. So you're like, fuck, I can't do gay sex. Why don't I just become a priest so that I'm not having any sex?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how a lot of priests get into it that are, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty that aren't doing it for the right reasons.
Yes.
But it does seem like an easy way to, or a helpful way to like avoid those temptations. But then they throw all these juicy little boys at you. your little boy slaves. It's like, well,
And,
fuck.
Dude, the homosexual community doesn't seem to much care for sex. Like, isn't bothered by sex with teens. What was that Timothée Chalamet movie?
Well, let's slow it down.
Well, what was that? The one I'm talking about where he eats semen off the peach? Timothée Chalamet stars in a recent movie. Call Me My Name. Call Me Your Name. Something about calling names.
Semen peach.
Yeah, I bet that'll get it. But he's like 16 and he's banging like a 33-year-old dude.
Peach scene from Call Me By Your Name and how explicit it was.
There it is. But yeah, it's a love story about like a 16-year-old and a 30-year-old, a couple of gay dudes.
Poor Timmy. He must have gotten paid.
He must have. I don't know.
He better.
Yeah, or he's like...
Tom Holland got like railed in a movie that he was recently in.
Oh, was he?
Oh, yeah.
What movie? What's the timestamp?
Write it down. Send me the link, please. Tom Holland's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it helps if you're like married to Zendaya and
Are
people.
they married?
I think they're to be
Whatever.
married. They're engaged.
Okay.
They have a home. That must be so fun to be rich and just like, you want to buy a house together? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I would not want to be engaged to Zendaya though.
Why?
Because you have to watch her in that movie where she's like getting banged out by two dudes.
I
know
haven't seen that movie.
Happen,
I think she makes them bang more than she actually bangs any of them.
Whatever. I just don't even want to see, like, that would devastate.
But then you can't date, like, you wouldn't date Sydney Sweeney?
No.
Oh, come on.
I wouldn't. I couldn't.
You wouldn't date Megan Fox?
No. Not like in a relationship. No, I wouldn't be.
That's insane.
I just know.
I could see like a porn star, but
if
if they're
I fell in
acting,
love with someone like that, I would be like, "Oh my god, this is so rough." And then I'd have to be all supportive. I'd be like, "Yeah, man,
I feel like
your new movie was great."
if you were dating a porn star, it's a little more legitimate of a. But if you probably went to one of the scenes, there's like an intimacy director, and like it's probably not as. It's probably way less sexy.
Yeah, look, I get it. Obviously, I'm sure. I understand how movies.
All right,
work,
I'll
and
let
it's not
Megan
real.
Fox know you're not interested. She
Please-
just hit me
please
up.
let her know.
Her and Sydney were actually fighting over you.
Yeah, but it's,
And I'll have to let them know that you're not interested because they've had.
This is actually the
fake
only
sex.
reason I've never dated a famous movie star.
This is what's been holding me back from dating all these. Pretty much any woman that's famous.
But I know if I fell in love, it would hurt me emotionally. I'm just not built for it.
Do you
Personally.
know who Young Gravy is?
No.
He's a pretty popular singer. I actually like him a lot. He's got pretty decent songs, and he's dating now this like porn star who is really good at marketing herself on like TikTok. Like she's, I won't say new, but I only learned of her like last year or so on TikTok. She's very hot. And her and Young Gravy started doing like videos together, but people were basically like, "Oh, it's fake. It's not for real." They're fully dating, and he's like, "Yeah, I went to the set with her last week, and she got piped out, and I was so proud of my baby girl." And I was like, "Yeah, that's where it gets a little tough." Like he is like 6'6", clearly has a schlong. I guess you have to be confident enough.
I think you have to not be in love with that woman.
I don't know.
I personally, or something's all very wrong about you.
It's a tough question because I could see.
Because just biologically, we're engineered to be so protective of
I
that.
know.
So
I
it's
think
like something is slightly
when
gone
you're
wrong.
someone like him who's probably he's banged porn stars before. Like it's part of his shtick. He likes MILFs. So like Angela White and a bunch of other porn stars he's been on dates with.
All right, so already, yeah. I mean,
he's probably had more sex than most men, and it has probably become a little like desensitized to him. So when he's like, all right, she's just doing her job, I could see where it's like more easily digestible for someone like him than me, because I'm like, yeah, I would, that would suck, especially when I'm comparing myself to fucking.
you say he's into MILFs?
Yeah.
I think if your preference is old ladies
No,
and
MILFs, old ladies,
and you're like happy your girl's getting piped out. I'm just saying that these aren't signs of a whole mentally whole person.
I'm not saying they're gonna last. I'm not saying they're in it for the long haul.
That's not the start of a beautiful family.
No, but I'm not one to judge. Like I feel like if that's your circle where it's a little more like the Diddy parties were probably insane for someone like us. It was probably like a pretty average party for most of those celebrities. Just like a shit ton of.
You think everyone's Diddy parties all the time?
I think there's a lot more Diddy's were definitely the most, prevalent or popular, biggest. But I bet you that is not uncommon in like an LA party scene to have a shit ton of baby oil and sex going down. Like that's because similar to cigars up the vagina, it's like when you've done it all, you just start running out of shit to do. So you're like, all right, fuck it, let's get baby oil and a billion people and fucking
and have sex on my father's grave.
Yeah, sure, like whatever.
That's what
like,
Diddy did. Did you see that one?
No.
Oh, dude, he would take. Who's the girlfriend that's in it? Cassie or Cassidy?
Yeah, she's been.
One of her testimony was that he would take her to his father's grave, and they would have sex on his father's grave.
The only way I can come, babe.
And he would be like, as they're having sex, he would be like, "My dad would be so proud I'm fucking a bad bitch right now." And this crowd is like,
No.
I swear to God, this is like,
I fully believe you.
it's the wildest shit ever.
It's insane, and that would be the least sexy thing for me.
Any
ever.
grave. I don't have sex on any graves ever.
I could see a random grave being like
Random grave.
hot, hotter than someone I know. Like I would be thinking of my dad.
Oh yes.
But
Oh,
it's like
okay.
if we're in a graveyard, it's like, oh, do me on that tombstone. I could see that working.
Okay. Maybe on Halloween.
Yeah,
It's like an annual thing. You're in costume.
What would I be dressed as?
You're both zombies, obviously.
Now
I'm
it's
trying to relate to the
Whoa.
dead. Yeah.
I'm just realizing we left the air on.
Ooh, should we turn it off?
Let me see.
Yeah,
You think I could hear it?
Yeah, put it in. Let's see. Can you hear it?
Don't say anything. No.
All right, well, whatever. We're in it now.
Yeah, I mean,
With our high-quality microphones.
I did notice how not sweaty I was.
Yeah, it's surprisingly
For
pleasant.
anyone that's watching this 3 weeks into the future when we post it, it was 110 degrees in New York this week, and it kind of sucked balls. Like, this is far and away the worst time in New York City. Like, the winter's no different than my Connecticut winters or whatever, but this heat feels
rough.
I guess just because we're outside more.
And it's because we're on asphalt constantly that makes it hotter, and there's like very few trees.
New York's like a heat pocket as well because like the buildings keep it in. But also just like I had central air growing up in my family's house. Like we've got none of that here. My office was 84 fucking degrees. Felt like I was working on the chain. My boss, she had her heater on last week. She did not put it on Tuesday. Her room was 90 degrees. And she's like, it's lovely. Dude, some of the women in my office are lizards. It's insane. It'll be 75 degrees and like it's freezing in here. What the fuck are we talking about?
They need to have their blood pressure checked or something. That's nuts.
I have this argument every day with one of my gal pals at work. I don't understand her logic and because she's like, can we turn it down? Like it's so fucking freezing. Sorry, can we crank it up? I am wearing the minimum amount of clothing that I'm allowed to wear at work without getting a ticket from HR. Put on a fucking sweater.
Yeah.
Like I can't take my shirt off. It's hot. 75 degrees inside I think is warm. What are your thoughts on that temperature?
Yeah, that's warm.
It
It's
is
way too warm. I'd rather it be colder than
What's
warmer.
your ideal inside temperature?
Like 68 or something like that.
69.
Yeah.
Let's just make it fun.
Yeah, make it a fun number.
Even like 70, 71. I think that's what our house was growing up.
Reasonable.
Like 70, no higher than 72. Once you start getting above that, it's like that's like my house in college was 78 degrees because we just didn't have air. Like it was that's if we can afford to make it colder, that's the goal.
Yeah. And in New York, it's so rough. I feel so guilty leaving my air conditioner on because I'm like all night because I'm like I'm costing myself money, but I can't not turn it off. I'm ready to pay a $300 electric bill next month.
I know. It's our electric bill quadruples in the summer.
Yeah, and then they charge you more because everyone wants to be cold. And I'm like, everyone else needs to suffer so that I can have an affordable electricity.
Wait, what do you mean they charge you more?
There's surge price, like there's supply and demand with electricity in New York City. So like if everyone is doing it, it costs you more at that time to use it.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that's
you would think they would like save it up for the summer.
Hey, dude, use your air conditioner in the winter. It's not going to cost you that much. In the summer, when everyone is doing it,
Are you sure about that?
I'm 99% sure.
Because I just assumed we were just using our air so much more.
I get emails from Con Ed being like, "Surge, whatever pricing, save your energy."
It's like an Uber.
Yeah.
You got to turn on your air conditioner. It's like, just so you know, there's surge pricing in this area.
I'm pretty sure. I hope that's true. Now you got me questioning it.
I don't know. I've never heard of that. I just know we're using so much more electric. I mean, our electric bill in like the winter is pennies. It'll be like $50. I don't even know what it's for. Like our lights, I guess. Like,
lights.
Yeah,
and like charging your phone.
Oh, dude, my phone's probably cranking through when I'm editing an episode. There's just, but yeah, I mean, that's the only variable is our electricity bill because everything else is consistent throughout the year. Even our oil, our gas bill doesn't change because that's like our turning on the stove. I think our gas bill is like $1 a month, and it depends on how much I cooked that month.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't have a gas bill. I've got free.
That's nice.
Whatever.
We get free water.
That's what I do in the winter. But they don't pay for heating, and I don't have to pay for heating. But that seems to come with they don't heat my apartment, so it's like a very strange. But I don't have a gas bill, so I turn on the stove. I turn on all the stove knobs.
God,
and I
that's
just
so dangerous.
I don't care. It needs to be warmer sometimes. Sometimes I'll turn on the oven and leave the door open on the oven.
That's insane.
Because I don't pay for that shit. And I'm like, this is how I'm going to heat my apartment. And sometimes, you know what's nice? I want some tea. Just prop the kettle on the heater.
Dude, I actually just read about these they're like ovens that are permanently on, and people get them installed in their house. I was like, how much do you need to be cooking for that to be
reasonable?
A feature? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be kind of sweet. And that's what they said. They were like, if we want a cup of tea, we just fucking plop it on. Immediate tea.
You know what I've wanted to do recently, just reminding me, is like move to somewhere snowy, like Alaska, and live in one of those hot tents. You know what I'm talking about?
You don't want to do that.
Just even for a month or something. Where it's a tent, where it's like a nice big tent, and you just have like a stove with a pipe that goes up, and it just... This is what I've been falling asleep to, is like videos of guys literally just hanging out in their hot tent, and like maybe they make a snack or whatever. But it's...
Are they live streaming, or are these edited?
These are like, it's like 3 hours I camp in the woods, and it's like... and it's like, it's just a good-looking tent. It has a little fire in there. It seems so cozy. It's snowing outside. And I love the idea of a hot tent.
I mean, I suppose. It seems...
I'm going to make that happen this winter.
All right.
I'm going to find somewhere in a hot tent.
My goal for the past couple years has been to go ice fishing. I really want to go.
Oh, yeah?
Seems like we could combine forces here.
For sure, dude. Oh, definitely. Let's go to Vermont. We can ice fish during the day.
I feel like...
I'll buy a little stove, and let's make a hot tent.
Is it just the stove? Can we do the hot tent on the ice? Or does that cause...
I don't know. Well, I don't think you want to camp on the ice ever.
I think they're not camping, but they're in tents.
They have little stuff like over the hole.
But it's usually like their car is backed up to it, and then
Yeah.
they're at like the truck of their car.
I mean, well, we can figure out the details. But like...
I just feel like ice fishing is the ultimate chill winter activity.
Super chill. Just
like, it's
sitting
probably
on the ice.
not that fun, but you crush some beers.
Yeah.
You got a fire on the ice. I love being on ice. I feel like it's a fun little... It's like, ooh, no friction. Anything can happen.
That would be cool. Let's do this. This winter.
I'm super...
I'm sincere.
Most people, when I mention ice fishing, they're like, that sounds lame.
No, I'm into it.
Clearly, I just
like
haven't
it.
mentioned it to the right people.
And then the hot tent in the evening. There's something about it. It's like the best vibes in the world.
I guess I'm a little confused. Is it not just like a tent that's warm? Like, that's what it is?
It's a tent, and what they have is they have a little... It's literally like a small portable fireplace made out of cast iron. And you put the wood in, and it's like a small fire, but you close it, so you don't... None of the flame is exposed, and it just has this little chimney thing, and your tent has a small hole where the chimney goes out of. All the smoke goes out there. So it's like you have this little warm thing. Like, you came to my house in Vermont, right, when we had it?
So long ago.
Well, whatever. We had...
The Stratton one?
Yeah, we had a...
Or Stowe? When I was Stratton.
Stratton. We had a fireplace that
it.
was like this, but it's like a smaller version of that. It's just like a little thing. You put wood in to fire inside, but you got the chimney, so no smoke's coming up, and the flames are not on you. So it's just like warm and nice in there.
I might have to do some independent research.
And then the top gets hot, so you can like cook stuff on the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like cooking outside, you're just happy to be eating. It's like, that's the McGriddle after the 54-hour fast. It doesn't matter how good it tastes. Just like food outside when you're not in a food setting tastes better. Like, even I feel like s'mores aren't that good, but when you just make one up by the fire, you're like, yeah, I did this. Fucking wilderness,
s'mores
man.
are pretty delicious. I love a s'more.
They are, but I guess a marshmallow isn't that good just without like a flame. Like, I've made s'mores in the oven, and it's like, it's just a treat.
Well, the experience is half of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like getting that like flame broiled taste, knowing you made the fire as well, it all kind of it brings
together.
the flavor in.
Yeah.
Really seals the flavor. When was the last time you had a s'more?
I don't know, so long.
I had one last weekend, and I ate it. I was like, it's been a while. Like, there's not a lot of s'mores opportunities
because it's
in
a
New
child's
York.
activity.
No, I think it's a New York City. We don't go camping ever.
No, true. But
If I
it is
lived-
also like, it's also a kid's activity.
I mean, I was
As a man now, if I'm in front of a fire, I'd rather be roasting like a hot dog or a sausage.
I don't think I've ever cooked like a weenie over a fire.
Oh, I have for sure. It's not weenies, sausages mainly.
You got to be like careful with sausages.
Why? They
'Cause
spit a
they're-
little.
You just don't want to undercook it.
Oh,
Like a hot dog's already cooked. You can't undercook a hot dog.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am gonna not call bullshit, but question mark that.
No, I for sure did. I mean, like we had the call. We have this like I mean, you know this, but for our listeners, the witch's cauldron.
Yeah.
And like we'd cook all.
But that's
shit
a
on
grill top.
No, but sometimes they'll just have it on a stick and
Just
hold
a
it over.
raw sausage.
Yeah.
How did it even stay?
Yeah, it had a stick through the middle.
But it's like, I guess skewered. I don't know.
Yeah, and just let it go.
I'm hesitant to.
All right, the best beans.
Because like the hot dog. Oh,
you're
okay.
maybe thinking about this now. Best beans I've ever had. This is how we cooked them. I was on a camping trip with my lady, and I like half opened the can, kind of, not all the way, just a little bit, just crack it, and it was like a can of chili, and then I just put the can near the fire.
That's pretty gas.
Tucked away, and then I waited a while, went back and ate it. Something I don't know if it was the smoke. I don't know if Chef Boyardee has really stepped up their game. I don't know what it was. But it was like the best chili I've ever eaten, and I felt like a cowboy. And I was like, "This is what I need."
Guarantee you, it was your emotions that made it. Like I fucking cowboyed this shit.
The can next to the fire, it's like I'm on the Great Plains of
remember
Wyoming.
in college, we had a fire pit outside our house, and there was like a really nice flat piece of like stone that was out there for a while, and we would always be like, "I bet you they would cook on this." Like. Definitely not, because it was like this thick, but it was rock, basically. We put it on the fire, and we made grilled cheeses one time. It was so difficult to like get the flame to not like burn the side. Like it was an effort.
Yeah.
Best grilled cheese I've ever had in my life, hands down.
I think the smoke has something to do with it. I think the smoke helps a little. It adds a little flavor. Even drinks. You ever ordered one of those drinks where it's smoky?
Sure.
And they like light the flame and put the thing over it?
But like flame broiled and I don't know, like. I think there's more of a emotional connection to the meal than the smoke actually adding flavor. Like if they served you that from the kitchen, you would be like, "Oh, pretty normal grilled cheese." It was a pretty normal grilled cheese, but we just like had battled. My sweat had dripped into this rock.
Maybe that's the issue. I need to eat Skittles in better places. I need to eat Skittles on a mountaintop
you
or
need
whatever.
to work for your Skittles. You got to throw them into the ocean and then dive in.
And retrieve
great
them.
Skittles.
These Skittles are amazing.
I mean, I feel like food totally tastes better when you work for it. That's like anything. Like it just feel. If you go for a run and then jump in the pool, I guess that's like legit temperature. Like you're hotter.
Yeah,
so that's a bad example.
Yeah.
Catching your own fish.
Food also it tastes better when someone else makes it for sure. And the reason is that when you make it, like your smell and taste are so connected that you're basically kind of tasting it a little the whole time.
Oh, so
and
you
then
get like
when someone else makes it, you get that whole flavor explosion all at once versus little driblets of it as you cook it.
So it's like the big nut versus just constant pre-cum.
Versus edging, which is what cooking for yourself is.
So what if you like cooked with your nostrils plugged? You think that would get the same?
Yeah, like a gas mask on? That's a possibility.
It's for my flavor profile.
I'm trying to get busted on, flavor-wise.
I want that flavor explosion. Also, I feel like they make palate cleansers. That would hopefully eliminate like you.
What do you mean?
That's why you like drink like an aperitivo or something, or
I don't know what an aperitivo is.
It's basically like a really intense flavor that's supposed to like clear your palate. Like ginger is a similar. Setup
like
at
sushi places, they give you the whatever.
Yeah, and it's
is that
like
ginger as well.
Ginger is what they're giving you.
Okay,
and it's supposed to basically clear the flavors between. So if you just eat a shit ton of ginger after you cook your dinner, you're like, damn, this is fucking delicious. Anything would be delicious after.
Yeah.
That's a
comparison. You just give them something so shitty, the food tastes amazing.
When we were in Amsterdam, we got stoned as fuck at this, it's called Bully's Restaurant. And then, you're smoking at your table. Like it's part of the experience. They give you a weed menu and then your food menu. And then you order like jalapeno poppers and mozzarella sticks and just like cheesy fried food. And I'll never forget the waiter coming over as we're just all baked eating this food. He goes, "So, how's the food treating y'all?" And we're just like, "Is the best food of." He's probably never gotten another answer other than, "Is just the best." Like, you're asking stoned people how the fried cheese was.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Incredible. It's amazing.
I can't imagine they get any bad reviews other than I was too high and I couldn't eat the food. I was like, yeah, what an easy question to ask 5 stoned college students. You guys liking your cheesy poppers? Like, obviously we're liking the cheesy poppers, bro. Have you been to Amsterdam?
No, never.
Have you been to Europe? London, but
yeah,
EU
I've
doesn't.
been many places in Europe. My family lives
They all live in England. I get, but where?
England, Norway, Spain, France. I don't know, a bunch of places.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't hear about it much.
All right. Well, I honestly, I have a thing where I don't like the person that is like, oh, I really like travel. Like, I haven't been on dating apps in many, many years. But do you remember on dating apps? I'm sure do you know on dating apps where it's like,
Yeah, you got a dating app question? Let me know.
Where it's like, what am I into? Travel. And they usually mean vacation. Yeah, fucking everyone likes vacation.
That's
You're
an
not
easy
special
swipe.
for liking to go, like, take time off work to go to the beach.
The ploy there is to be like, I'll take you to Europe, baby. Like
yes, they want someone to be like that. So I had this freshman year of college. I was going out to, I forget, Spain or somewhere to like visit family and stuff. And this girl at my college goes, "Oh, you're going to Europe? Let me know if you need any recommendations." And I was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, so vague.
I was like, "What do you mean?"
Countries,
she's like,
places.
yeah, and she's like, "Well, wherever you're going, ask me, and I can give you like restaurant recommendations." And I was like, "For Europe? All of Europe?" I was like, "I'm from Stanford. I could maybe give you 1 or 2 recommendations, and even then, I wouldn't be confident." You're ready to say this for Europe? And I really pressed her on this, and the whole time she was like, "Yeah, I travel all the time." She's like, "The trick is local spots." Like, you know the local spots of every single spot in Europe.
I will say, if you mention like I'm going to Barcelona, she might have some spots that you should hit. Like I could see her logic, but
I did tell her. I really.
Oh, you're going to
her.
America, dude? Let me know.
She heard I was going to Europe and wanted to give me like if you're in Europe, someone's like, "I'm going to America."
How many countries are in Europe?
A bajillion? I don't know, like 30 plus.
Because
you have a lot of those Eastern European, the weird Slavic, whatever countries that are,
What's your official guess?
30.
I'm gonna guess like 45. Oh, 44.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the number is generally agreed upon. So there's some.
Well, because it's like, is Russia? Is it Asian? Is it European? It's very.
Is it just too big, Russia, to pick a
well,
side?
the continents are decided based on like the tectonic plates, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And Russia spans 2 of them, so it is technically both.
So it's in Asia and Europe.
Yeah, dude, my dad is so funny. He was like, I was talking about North America, and I was like, like Canada, U.S., Mexico, and he's like, Mexico is part of North America. And he was like, "How did that happen?"
When did we let them into the mix?
Which is, if you don't have the context of like it's the geological.
He's like, OJ killed his wife.
But if you don't know it's the geological thing, it is like, wait, why is Mexico grouped in with the Canada and the U.S.?
I mean, if you're looking at a map, it does make sense.
No, I understand, but when
Otherwise,
most people, the same people that are like, "Why is Russia both?" And it's because it's not like a culture thing. It's literally like,
we are touching.
What chunk of land do you live on? It's not.
We share a lot.
And that just made me laugh because it is funny. It's like Mexico.
He could probably. He's like, Alaska's a
and also
state. Like, what the fuck? When did that happen?
And also, you think South America, you think like Hispanic countries and stuff. So it's kind of like if you don't have that background knowledge, you're like, of course, it's South America.
No.
They speak Spanish. It's like, no, it's nothing.
Alaska must have been. Did we get the wool pulled over our eyes for that one? Like, were they like? Because didn't we buy Alaska from someone?
Yeah, but they got the wool pulled over their eyes.
Why?
Because Alaska's rich with oil. Where there's a huge boom
and that's
for us.
just all we're doing it.
Dude, if you live in Alaska,
don't they pay you?
You get a check for like $1,000 every once in a while. I don't know if it's month or year, but it's like regular.
Makes a big difference. $1,000 a year does nothing.
1 versus 12,000, but it's like you get paid for living there because they make so much off the oil exports.
Which would make me think that it's like we got fucked. Like they knew the resources.
No, they got fucked for sure.
Who's they? Who do we buy
Russia.
from? Russia?
I believe so.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Who did
I'm saying this
we
confidently.
buy
I don't really
Alaska
know.
from?
Pretty sure it's Russia.
The United States purchased Alaska from Russia in 1867 for $7.2 million.
Which is nuts.
You couldn't even get that nice of an apartment in New York for
well,
that
also,
amount of money.
what's $7.2 million now? Probably like $14
Inflation
trillion.
from 1867 to now. Let's see. 7,600,000. Is that enough?
I didn't hear. I wasn't listening. 6 zeros.
7, 6, and then 5 zeros?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Would be 165 million.
All right, still very cheap.
Steal.
Well, didn't we get Manhattan for like some beads?
Yeah, I think they. Well,
crazy.
didn't we tell them it was like? What was it before? It was like New Amsterdam.
It was Native American territory, and then we were just like, here's some beads.
Manhattan's name before and after. History of Manhattan. Yeah, New Amsterdam. Come on,
But that's
baby.
not like when we bought it from the Indians. Whatever, it was beads.
We gave them beads.
We gave them beads.
Damn.
But also, the Native Americans were largely nomadic, so they were like, "Fucking sure, we're not here for long."
And like, it's not like the Manhattan we gave them was today's Manhattan.
True.
This is.
But it was a nice
totally
island.
a controversial point. But I was talking to my cousin about Juneteenth because we had the day off last week, and I was like,
And you think we never should have freed them?
No.
Oh. Wait, what's your controversial opinion?
I was saying we should be thanking the black people today for this day off. And my cousin said, actually, the white people were the ones that decided to give them the right to vote. They wanted to vote for a long time previous. So we should be thanking the white people that granted them permission to vote because that's the true origin of the holiday.
No, it's silly. I don't agree with that.
But I can see the logic.
I get what he's saying, but it's also only white people could do that because they were fucking slaves. They didn't have. We weren't asking their opinion. It's not like.
But if we wanted to do the true holiday, it should be when they first asked, because that was when they.
No, but that's not the holiday celebrates. The holiday is when, obviously, no telephones.
So what does the holiday celebrate?
The holiday celebrates. It was like the last place to receive the news of the Emancipation Proclamation, which I believe was Texas, and that finally got to them on June 19th.
Which I.
Yeah, and so that was the final day because finally news had spread everywhere.
So who made the holiday?
The holiday's only like 5 years old. I don't know. It's a brand new holiday in my book.
The holiday is only a federal holiday as of 5 years ago.
All right.
It's been around.
I only.
It's not like they made it in 2000
federal holidays. I don't know. I don't know who decides holidays.
Joe Biden made that. He penned that one in. The auto pen started writing.
I didn't even have off. Did you have off?
Oh yeah.
I'm
not a part of a racist
for
company.
a racist company. I probably shouldn't say that. I don't want to keep my job, but
it's okay. They definitely haven't made it to 57
by the time
minutes.
they find this podcast,
we're gonna be working for Audio Fish AI or whatever. Fish Audio.
I will say I've had this experience at my new position at my job where I'm getting praise from my bosses for doing a good job, and I'm sitting there being like, what the fuck is everyone else doing that I'm getting praise?
So much better.
Like I am fucking. I thought I was kind of phoning in, but I seem to be.
I mean, I feel like that's a pretty common realization. A lot of people are phoning it in.
Yeah,
because it's really hard to prove someone's not working. Like it takes you. Like it's. I don't want to say it's hard. It depends on the job, but it's way harder to prove someone's not working than it is to see someone doing a good job. And when you have some people doing a good job, those guys they're coasting.
Yeah.
And they can get by for a while. And then once you coast for a little bit, you're like, why the fuck would I work harder?
But that's the thing. I thought I was coasting. Like I do my job. I do
coasting.
everything and like get it done.
Dude, we could cut this.
But I never expect praise. And I've been getting praise. And I'm like, everyone else must be really fucking phony.
It's kind of like when you go to the dentist, they're like, damn, you're crushing it. And you're like, really?
Are
you sure?
Yeah, like your patients must be never brushing.
Like, I don't floss ever.
Yeah.
Are you 100%?
Are we ready for jokes?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do it.
What the hell is this?
Kind of drunk. I don't know. It looks like something that went through the washer in your pocket.
Dude, I want to shake your hand. That is exactly what this.
That's the only thing it could be. It's a wad of like you nailed that though.
Dude, we might be, the camera angle might be off.
Check the camera angle for these jokes. You almost knocked it out, dude.
Damn. Yeah, I've been hitting the gym. All right, we got to do these blind because it's pretty obvious when Mike wrote with his left hand or with his right hand.
Yeah. Well, whether it was Michael Stand or
I'll give
Michael
you
Raffone.
one of those and two of those.
All right. You want to start?
Yeah, sure. My friend went to Chernobyl for a week, and since he got back, he's been acting all strange. We think something's wrong, but he swears that he's just in his glow-up phase.
Okay. All right. I see it. Radioactive activity.
Yeah, he's just glowing, dude. You should see a doctor. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm peeking right
I'm
now.
glow up.
Nah, dude, take my picture.
Yeah.
I'm in my
Turn the
glow
lights
up.
off first. All right. Take my picture. Well, did you see that there are dogs that have like adapted to the radioactivity? In
I saw there
Chernobyl?
was like fungus that was growing and actually using the radioactivity to get stronger. Like it was,
Ooh.
I know. And scientists were like, maybe
like
shut this one
that
down.
sounds like the start of a very dark novel.
Super sick novel.
I'll do one of these first. Women go crazy for nice jewelry, but when I try and show them my rock collection, suddenly they're not interested. It's almost like their love of jewelry doesn't stem from an interest in geology.
I imagine not. Like, it's a really shiny rock. Is it a diamond? No.
I tried to do a joke of like, women love dudes with nice watches. Meanwhile, I've got this real fancy sundial no one's interested in.
The technology is way more complicated.
Yeah.
You can only tell time if you're standing in the right spot. I have a lot of sympathy for prison guards because the place they work is the same place we send all the people most likely to attack a prison guard. It's like, yeah, my life goal is to be a prison guard. Like, that's perfect. This place wants to kill prison guards.
Yeah, we took all the people that really would, everyone that would kill a prison guard. We've got them together. This is here. This week we learned that let me start that again. This week we learned the words Bunker Buster and Operation Midnight Hammer. I gotta start this again. This week we learned the words Bunker Buster and Operation Midnight Hammer. Not sure how my Kama Sutra book made it into the White House, but I hope both sides used protection.
Getting political.
All right, I see what you're going for. I was very confused or what Michael Stan's going for. I was very confused by the front half of that joke.
Did you know those terms previous to reading them?
I knew Bunker Buster. Operation Midnight Hammer, it just sounds like a porno title.
That was the name of the mission.
What mission?
What did you think the Bunker Busters were?
Bunker Buster, I thought, was like a type of bomb that penetrates well.
Yes, and do you know the first time that the U.S. has ever used Bunker Busters?
No, I don't.
It was this past weekend during Operation Midnight Hammer.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just not up on politics enough. I'm
you
sure
didn't
the
hear
people at
that
home,
we bombed Iran this weekend?
I did hear that. You know that song, Bomb Iran?
Yes, you've shown me
Yeah,
that.
from the 80s. It's still relevant.
I was drunk at a bachelor party, and they were like, and we used the Bunker Busters in Operation Midnight Hammer. And I was like,
And you're like, geez, children are around.
Operation Midnight Hammer is hilarious.
That is hilarious. It's a hilarious.
Because we did it in the middle of the night.
What do I have to do to be in a position where my job is just to name operations?
We've got our top comedians on the job.
Yeah, that's what they should do. Like a comedian with a secret clearance.
There's definitely a funny guy naming that. But yeah, also Bunker Busters. Kind of a sick name.
I would have assumed Bunker Buster. I feel like I'd already heard that term.
Maybe, but this was the first time they were used.
Okay.
They were pretty sweet. All politics.
Yeah, forget
Politics
politics.
aside.
Pretty cool
It's a
bomb.
cool technology.
Yeah. But for the listeners at home, Bomb Iran is a parody song of the Beach Boys' Barbara Ann song. It's from the 80s, and it goes like, bomb, 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 Iran, bomb, bomb, bomb. So we've been thinking about this for a while, is the point.
Yeah, we've been festering this idea. An elephant never forgets. And you think your PTSD is hard?
And you think your PTSD is bad?
So
Did it say
true.
hard or bad?
Hard. Bad? I thought it said hard. Bad.
Okay.
It's also hard.
Yeah, it's also hard. But that is funny. It's like If you're an elephant, just PTSD is forever.
Imagine those elephants that were like war elephants.
Dude.
Oh man, they remember every face they've trampled.
Apparently, there were
You got
elephants.
way too serious. Clearly,
There were elephants in Nam recently. That's crazy.
Oh, recently?
In like the recent Vietnam War, elephants were used.
Well, the Vietnam War has been going on for.
The one where the U.S. was there in the 80s, whatever, Fortunate Son, that one. I'm sure there are lots of wars in Vietnam.
I'm thinking like the modern 2025 elephant that's like got an iPad and VR goggles. I'm like, I don't know if we're there yet.
No, I'm sure they would protest
We're
the war,
close, dude. Why wouldn't you use elephants?
Because guns are invented.
Armored elephants. I guess a tank is
bulletproof. Yeah.
What were they doing with them in Vietnam?
I don't even remember. But I tried to do a joke about elephants in Vietnam, and like someone pointed that out.
You got PETA,
and I said, "Thank God there were no elephants in Nam." And the next comedian goes up and he's like, "Actually, there were elephants in Vietnam." And I looked it up, and he was fucking right. There were elephants used in the Vietnam War.
Well, they just have a bunch of them, so they were just like using what they got.
They were, yeah. I guess if you got elephants around,
fucking,
you're not gonna not use them.
Train them, or at least let's face them that direction.
Yeah. I was talking to my therapist the other day, and I said that my friend Joe is giving me some problems, and she was like, "Joe who?" And I was like, "Joe Mama," which is wild because if you're gonna be a therapist, I should not be able to psychologically run circles around you like that. That's Let me go back to school. If you're a therapist falling for a Joe Mama joke, you're in the wrong profession.
Yeah, also your buttons on. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, you like dragons? Like you shouldn't fall for any of these.
I'll be taking my money back.
Yeah, I'll be dragging these balls across your face.
Well, those have been some smooth rhymes
and good times
here at the Moose Lounge.
Nice, that was good.
Yeah.
You don't have one more joke?
No, I said I only wrote, or there were only 2 written.
But I wrote 4.
I think I read 3.
All right, we're done.
That's how great the jokes were. We forgot about them. Goodbye.